going to be a first. I think he's going to make the All-Star game this year, be a first-time All-Star as a rookie. I also think that the Spurs are going to be in the play-in tournament.
What's up, Spurs Alley? It's your boy Chris, and I'm here with a video to talk about ESPN's Malika Andrews, Zach Lowe, Richard Jefferson, and Kendrick Perkins talk about our Spurs. Now, they're going to give their opinion on what they feel like the Spurs are going to do with Victor Wembanyama now on the team. Now, first I want to mention that it is a couple of weeks old, this video, but that's how rare they talk about our Spurs. Now, yes, the Victor Wembanyama talk has been picking up, and actually it's been crazy, but the thing is, the actual Spurs themselves, they really haven't been talking about them. And this is how long ago this video is, 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't found anything new about the Spurs except for Victor Wembanyama, you know? So we all know ESPN's opinion is normally trash. They always just disregard the Spurs, and the only time they talk about the Spurs is when they have to. But you're still going to get my react in this video. They're probably going to piss me off. I hope I don't get triggered enough to where I don't break any of my equipment, but let's see what they have to say.
Victor Wembanyama is, as he said with tears in his eyes, a San Antonio Spur. So the easy parts.
Hold up. I don't want to be nitpicky, but he actually said this.
In the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm a damn Spurs.
You are a Spurs. Speaking of the Spurs.
Okay, so let's get back now to what Richard Jefferson had to say.
He's faced so much criticism already. He has faced so many high expectations already. Words like champion, MVP, Hall of Fame, and he hasn't even played a game in the NBA yet. You've been in this position now where you've been drafted, and then you're looking ahead to what comes next. What does come next for Victor Wembanyama?
Well, I think, one, he probably needs a little bit of a break, right? He needs a little bit of a break after doing EuroLeague and doing all that basketball. And then, again, I don't know what his summer league schedule is going to be, but to me, it's time to get to work at the end of the day. He's going to need to add strength. I don't care what anybody says. He has a great frame, but he's going to need to add a bit of strength.
Yeah.
He's going to need to start getting ready for NBA sets. He's going to go to San Antonio. He's going to do all of the things that are necessary to acclimate him to get ready for next season. So right now we're in a wait and see. See him in summer league, maybe see him in a couple of preseason games, but he's a San Antonio Spur, but we're still waiting to see what that means.
When he joins?
So Jeffy started to sound pretty smart in the beginning. I mean, he talked about Victor getting rest, which he actually did. He didn't play in the World Cup of basketball, and he took it pretty easy. He didn't play in any California Classic games, and he only played 2 games for the Summer League. So in that sense, Jeffy was pretty spot on. He wanted to get back to Texas to just work out, and Jeffy was talking about, hey, he needs to get back to work and forget about all the media hoopla. But one thing that Jeffy was sounding just like everyone else is that he needs to get stronger. Why? Yes, he's a 7'5" center, if you want to call him that, but this is positionless basketball, and he has a wing type game. You know, he likes to play more on the outside. Can he go to the inside? Yes, he can, but he's not going to be like Shaq. So why does he have to get stronger? I don't know. I mean, he's just going to get naturally more stronger. I trust him to do the right thing and making himself stronger with his workouts as well. But Jeffy just has to harp on that one point that everybody talks about, even though for Wemby's game, it's not really that important. So let's see what Zach Lowe had to say now.
Spurs lineup is going to look like. Bobby Marks projects that they have over $30 million in cap space to be able to fill here. So Zach, how would you fill that out?
With good players, with guards. I mean, look, you have.
Guys, this is ESPN's NBA crew, which are supposed to be experts, but they asked him what he would do with the $30 million, and he says, get good players, get guards. What? Okay, do you even know how the Spurs roster is constructed? Of course you don't. You don't even watch them. You're just all about your big New York or LA teams, okay? So they didn't have to do anything with that money, right? Because they're not in a hurry. So that would have been a smart answer. Let's see what else he has to say.
Look, you have Wembanyama, who's going to walk in the door and be good. I don't know how good, but he's not going to be a rookie who's like, well, we've got to live with this growing pains. He's going to be good. And the most exciting thing about him, I think, is he's going to be good on defense right away. The stuff he can do on defense is absolutely ridiculous. Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan at the 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's good. whether it's re-signing Trey Jones or getting a free agency point guard or both. Like, if Wembanyama comes out of the gate and he's good, and there are people in the league who think he could be an all-star right away, that seems like a little bit of a high bar for any rookie. But if he's good, like, this team is not that far away from being not super competitive, but, like, decent and a hard out every single night. Like, they're not that far.
Well, and considering they were at the bottom of the West last.
So he did talk about Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan. We're in the starting lineup. The point guard position, as we know, it's our weakest spot. I mean, it's being manned by Trey Jones and Devontae Graham. And they showed the graphic that had Devontae Graham starting, which I talked about a little bit as a possibility, yes. The thing that really threw me off, though, Zach Lowe, you don't have any balls. You are so scared to talk about Wemby's offensive game, saying that we don't know and it's not as good as his defensive side, but who cares? His offensive game is good right now. If you notice, he was still scoring plenty of points in that second game when he was in the Summer League. So he was just fine. He's going to get his. Doesn't have to be the prototypical center like Joel Embiid or even now Nikola Jokic. He's still going to be fine on the offensive side. So what are you talking about? That if he's good, he is good. Next time, do a little bit more research because you're sounding like an idiot. Now, what did Big Perk have to say?
What do you see the impact of Victor being immediately in San Antonio?
I think he's going to be a first. I think he's going to make the All-Star game this year, be a first-time All-Star as a rookie. I also think that the Spurs are going to be in the play-in tournament. I think, when you think about, all you have to do is not be the worst, bottom 5 of the Western Conference. With this man's skill set, it's going to be real. But let me say this. The word sacrifice come to mind, and not saying that he hasn't, but it's going to have to go to another level. And if I'm Victor, to piggyback off of Richard, I'm going to San Antonio, and I'm starting to get ready for next season, like right now. Mm-hmm. And I know he got tours and maybe commercials, but I'm basically trying to be in San Antonio as much as possible.
Yeah.
One, because now I got to also protect my mental. And that's the one thing that a lot of people don't give LeBron James credit for. Again, I tell this story.
Big Perk said Wembanyama is going to be a 19-year-old All-Star, which I've told you this. He's going to be the best player on his team, and he's going to be such a beast on the defensive side. His offensive game also is going to be there, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely going to be making an All-Star team, mostly because of his defense, but because the Spurs are going to be just such a better team, and he's going to be the best player on the Spurs team. He also said we're going to make the playoffs as a play-in team. I've said more as a 6 or 7 seed. Maybe that's a little high. But I just think that this Spurs team really is more talented than what the 22 games showed last year. We played probably players that shouldn't have played as much, and we rested players that probably could have played. With that being said, I think we can still make the playoffs easily as a play-in team and maybe as a 6-7 team. Big Perk, you and I, we're on the same wavelength here. And so it's funny that you were the smartest guy on that panel. It really seemed like you were the one most on point with everything that you said about Wemby and the Spurs. So that was it. That's what ESPN had to say about our Spurs. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Put down in the comments what they had right, what they had wrong. And give me a thumbs up if you also agree with Perk. If you think Big Perk was right, smash that like button. So, I appreciate you giving me a chance to let you know about what ESPN said about our Spurs. And I'll catch you on the next one.